Hello, welcome to Ring Takes episode 55. Here we'll be going over Raw this past week's Raw and looking at the WrestleMania card actually taking shape. Of course, I'm joined by Brian and Lewis as always. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for being on. Let's get into it. Obviously, off the Rock serenading the crowd there in Memphis, Tennessee, was it? With song and harmonicas and guitarist and going back to his old spiel of Hollywood rock with his entrance now and everything going on, kind of a mixture of his themes, which I kind of liked. Extending that into Monday Night Raw, where Cody responded basically LDS, little dick syndrome, and not insulting my family. But what do you guys think about all this promo basically leading up to Cody Rhodes eventually meeting face-to-face with Roman Reigns on SmackDown this week?
Okay. All right, so before I go into my spill, I actually wanted to ask a question about this. Based upon the respective promos we've gotten from Rock and Cody Rhodes, who has had the upper hand so far?
Personally, I think better promos, I would say Cody. Rock's been hit or miss for me. You know, it's like he's trying to be a mix of like Attitude Era with a mix of like New Era with some like
he's basically taking all the forms of the Rock, and trying to put it together, but just flat out heel.
yeah, it's straight up heel, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's weird. Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe we haven't seen it in a long time, and maybe the last couple years, at least the exposure of the Rock, he's always been a babyface. So maybe it's just this like getting used to an older heel Rock, I guess. And I don't know. It's not really doing it like. I saw the Rock concert. You know, it was a little cool, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe when we were younger, it was probably like hilarious. I guess I don't know. But now that I'm older, it's like
I'll save Lewis from what he's really trying to say. We've seen this movie before. That's basically what it is. We've seen this movie from The Rock, and this is what I've been saying since he's come back. We've seen this movie.
No, okay. But this is my thing, though. I think it's just, yes, it's the same concept he's used before. But if it would have hit, like, it was really, like, a hilarious, like, knock out of the pot, like, funny, would you still be saying the same thing?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was funny, but it's just like.
But no, I'm saying, like, it really hit. Because I feel like in the past when we've seen, like, The Rock sing, it was, like, actually, like, hilarious. You know, like he was actually talking.
There's a difference.
Shit. And it was like a good talking shit. And like,
there's a difference when you're doing it when you're 34, and there's a difference when you're doing it when you're 52.
What's the difference besides the age?
He's older. Like it's just not gonna hit. It's okay. So remember when DX came back and they were doing still trying to do all the hip, young, cool things, and they were having cookouts in the party with the girls and stuff like that. When we know they're all married, when we know all their life is there, and it's just like. You guys don't need to be doing this. Like you guys being together is good enough. And there were some moments that were good. Like
they were kind of making fun of that fact, the fact that they had gotten
they were. So they were. Was it necessarily needed like to all that degree? And I understand that that's what's going to get over. That's their gimmick. That's what worked. That's who they are. That's what they did. So they're going to try to relive the hits. Wrestlers do it all the time. But just in this where The Rock just doesn't naturally fit where he should naturally fit because, again, with the whole bloodline story and stuff like that, and this has been alluded to for years now that The Rock was going to come back in some capacity. Is this the right capacity to have him in? And I just don't agree. That's my only issue with this. And as much as I love The Rock, I love The Rock. Like, he was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, if not my favorite wrestler at the time. But it's just like in this instance and how he's being presented, cool. The entrance is cool. They've been mixing around with that week to week since he's been back. Awesome. Love that they're actually trying to do something and make it different every time. But it's like when he gets to the ring, it's the same jokes. It's the same promos, the same chicken steel. It's like, what's going to happen next week when we see him again or the week after? Because I don't know if he's going to be on next week. But what's going to happen after that? And that's just where I'm at with this whole thing.
Well, I guess I feel like now the confrontations are going to come because he's going to be on Raw, and obviously Cody's on Raw, and then
And you could definitely tell that Cody was trying to like amp things up because of Rock's promos. While they may be kind of old fashioned and kind of the same old, they have been real, as to say, with the profanity and such, especially on Instagram. When you see him cut those promos, he's being real. He's trying to be real. He's trying to be authentic. The only nitpick I guess I would take of it from Rock's standpoint is just that like if you follow him on social media, like the same promos that he cuts on social media, he literally cuts the same promos verbatim on SmackDown. Like that promo where he's talking about how he's gonna take his belt and whip Cody Rhodes with it and give it to his mother. Yeah, he cut the same promo on Instagram. So I guess I'm trying to understand why he does that. My guess is he puts it on Instagram to try to get people interested to tune in, I guess. And then now that he's got your interest, now you can watch him and then watch him say the same thing. I mean, that does sound weird, but but if it's to get your interest, then I get it. But yeah, because of that, Cody definitely kind of tried to like step up the intimidation in his promo. I think I saw one fan on social media kind of take the promo from Raw and compare it to a promo he cut in AEW in 2019 against Chris Jericho. Pretty much using the same words, it's called LDS, little dick syndrome. He kind of said the same thing about Jericho. So he's trying within the whole PG era to try. I mean,
it's not suckering succotash. It's not that, but it's definitely it's not that, but it's definitely on the verge again. And I said this as they're booking Cody. He's talking about his dog. He's talking about his mom. He's saying little dick syndrome. He's trying to say little catchphrase. It's like that's not how he should be booked. Even though the promo was better. And I liked it, but it's just like those little things are just like I feel like they're missing, and I feel like right now they shouldn't be missing. Like The Rock shouldn't come out to C+ performance. Like that's not what we should be getting from The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Roman. Like we should not be getting those aspects in it. And Paul Heyman adds to it, right? Like Paul Heyman came out and added something to it, but it's just like hopefully this face-to-face on Friday actually results in some type of physical activity, because that's kind of what we are all waiting for in this feud. Is like we need these guys to start pulling tricks on each other, attacking each other, doing something, building up the animosity. And I understand there's two kind of split storylines with the bloodline where Jay and Jimmy, which we'll get into, and Solo have their own angle right now that's apparently going on. But it's like we need to see some type of confrontation. And it sucks because even when we get into it later as well, Seth isn't able to wrestle or be physical, it looks like. So that's really hurting this build, in my opinion.
You know what's crazy is the fact that this whole Cody Rock thing is literally overshadowing Roman. Like, we've seen Roman like twice or once, honestly. I feel like we've only seen him
at the press conference.
And then when he had I think the following right after that, when Roman was like, "Oh, acknowledge me."
Yeah, that's a good point.
There might have been one more, but it's like Rock is just kind of overshadowing. You would think basically WrestleMania is Cody versus Rock at this point. At least what these last couple of weeks have been showing.
Hey, The Rock keeps walking around saying he's the final boss.
I mean, I even said it at the press conference that Roman looked less than. And for the last 2 weeks, he's looked less than. Like I said, it's almost like they're building to Cody Rhodes and The Rock almost one on one, because that's literally what it's been. They're last 2 weeks of promos, Rock's talking about Cody, barely mentioning Roman. Like Cody even mentioned Roman in his promo. Like maybe
he was going to face him.
Just that he was going to face him. But yeah, so it's like,
I don't.
Again, my whole thing about this thing is, again, which another nitpick I'm going to have, is they're saying The Rock is the final boss, yet he's in a tag team match on night 1 of WrestleMania and he's not main eventing night 2 of WrestleMania. If you're the final boss, you should be in those positions. Like, you shouldn't be in those positions. Like, you should be at the main event night 2, and you're not. So this whole thing that it's like a facade that he's living, like nothing is hitting. Like when we've been talking about guys living their promos and being truthful, Sami Zayn has been really passionate in his promos and has gotten over in that way. Drew McIntyre, who we've been talking about, has been right in all of his statements and has been getting over. The Rock right now is kind of living behind kind of like the bloodline mystique, like in trying to get these things over and saying, hey, I'm the final boss. And it's like, one, if you were the final boss, you would have been in night 2 at WrestleMania. That's just if you're the final guy and you're all this and you're calling the shots and you're making all these things happen, Cody Rhodes would have never won the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Like Cody Rhodes would have, like, I just don't like how they are booking this. And again, we're going to get there at WrestleMania. We're going to get to it. And that's pretty much what we're all waiting for. Like, we just need to get to WrestleMania and see Cody and Rock in the ring and Roman and all these guys in the ring. But it's just like the booking to get there is kind of just like, it's not hitting right now to me.
For me, honestly, like, it's just it's whatever this equation that they're building, it's like, it doesn't need The Rock. If The Rock was not in this, the main focus would be Cody finishing the story and just getting to Mania. That's it. But this whole Rock, that's why I was like, the tag match is not necessary. It's really not. You know, it's just like, if anything, you probably could have done Cody versus Rock and be like, if you beat me, then yeah, you get to Roman. You know, I feel like that would have been a kind of a better route. I don't know, but it's just
if they would have did night 1 Rock versus Cody, and then whoever wins that goes to face Roman. Maybe that would have been better off in matching that story. But it's like in this, I just don't know if The Rock is ready to go one-on-one. That's why they usually put guys in tag matches like that to kind of preserve.
Hold up now. Hold up now. Him not being ready to go one-on-one. I mean, weeks ago, weeks ago, they were going to go in a certain direction that the fans revolted against. So if they had decided to just be stubborn and stay in that direction, he would have had to have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. So
again, I've been saying this. They've been overbooking this since that night. They have just been over since that Friday when Cody initially gave up his spot. They have just been overbooking this, trying to make an impact, build social media hits, and all this stuff.
That's honestly all it is. That's honestly all it is.
It's going to work because people are eating it up. People are loving The Rock on TV. People are liking Cody Rhodes' promo back to him and all this stuff and back and forth. But it's just like, in the grand scheme of things, I don't like the booking of this. Like a lot of people, I feel like we're in the kind of like the other side of it where it's like, yo, we want this to happen. But the way they're getting there, the way they're building it just isn't the right way. It isn't the right way. And I just, that's how I feel with the Rock promos. And again, it just sucks that there's no physical activity. And that's basically all we're waiting for because that's going to add to the feud. I feel like that would save a lot of the.
I mean, that's the only thing that's missing right now at this point. Man. We've had these promos for 2 weeks now with no physicality.
It's been longer than that.
Yeah, it's
been since the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
it's been since the Royal Rumble that we've been.
Hey, we had 2 slaps, all right.
And the second one that didn't even make as much sense as the first one. At least with the first one, security got involved. With the second one, Rock was just staring at him like an idiot, like oh, I just got smacked, or I was just trying to test you to see if you was a man. Like, yeah.
But this is the thing,
the entrance takes 10 minutes, so that cut on time.
This is the thing, and I think we talked about it. It's just like we all want Mania to just be here, and it's just this fill in the gap period. And it's just like, and then the thing with The Rock is just like, you know, I've seen reports, oh, The Rock is making WrestleMania the biggest WrestleMania this year, and blah blah blah, and that's literally all it is, and I think that's what they're using for him is mainly free press, free promo, free. You know, he obviously has a huge worldwide following on IG, Twitter, and everything. So of course, anything he posts, more people that don't really watch WWE are seeing this. I'm like, hey, why Why is The Rock acting like a dick? Oh, is this what he actually used to do? Oh man, maybe I'll start watching wrestling. And that's literally
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Nostalgia. That's all it is. It's a nostalgia trip. We got Austin, what, at WrestleMania?
It's literally just to bring new eyes to the product and get more people to watch Mania. So,
and I'm fine with that. I just feel like they're utilizing him incorrectly. Like, he needs to be more involved. Like, I feel like there needs to be, like, if he came out and just cost Cody a match, a rock bottom, or something, like, that would be dope. Like, we should have gotten that in this build-up. There should be a little bit more animosity, and I don't feel like it is. And that's the thing that's missing right now.
It's funny to see that we haven't seen, and this is why I thought about the Jay and Jimmy situation. I was like, you would think it'd be like them nonstop fighting, butting heads, security separating. You would think that's like what happened to that type of buildup where you're like, these guys can't keep their hands off of each other. I feel like KO used to do that with like everybody, and it was always a brawl, and it's just like, yo, this is like the brawls is what used to get people hyped. Like, yo, look, they're taking each other out, they're doing this. Oh, I can't wait for the pay-per-view. I can't wait for this. It's just like, why isn't that element being, or is it because they're, in this whole TKO thing where it's like UFC just like face off type thing, that they're not doing that anymore? But I don't know.
Possibility.
That would be the wrong thing, because even though TKO is a UFC type company and different type of fight field company, this isn't UFC. This is wrestling. Like, they need to hit each other.
But they've acquired the product, so they're going to utilize it how they see fit, right?
Yeah, but they made it. They've made it clear that both entities are within their own world. I mean, there's gonna be crossover like eventually down the line. But in the very beginning of the relationship, they wanted to establish that both entities are what they are. So.
Yeah, you even see it in commentary and the whole replay. Oh, the little freeze frame and like highlight stuff. Oh, look at what's going on here. Like breakdowns and stuff. Like literally just how like UFC does it. Like, look, he does this, he throws this kick, and then he doesn't look, and blah blah blah. It's like they're adding a lot of that element, which it's good, but I don't know if this is like an element that they either taken away. But I'm just like, I don't know why we haven't seen any of that lately at all. Like I feel like that was always like a great way to build up, like, oh, guys, hey, these guys really hate each other. Like, why aren't Cody and Seth trying to fight Roman and Rock? And then you got like everybody in the locker rooms trying to stop them. You got security and blah blah blah. Like, that's how you get hype. I feel like we grew up seeing that like nonstop.
Maybe that's what we're getting on the go home show of SmackDown.
They're going
to save it for the last moment so WWE can put together that quick promo package and make it look like this was hot from the start. But we'll see what.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that's what they do a lot now. But a lot of these top storylines that may not be hitting from week to week, when they put that final promo package for the pay-per-view weekend, it's almost like they have been hitting for week to week. So like we're gonna get into Jimmy and Jay, but when they do that promo package talking about their history as brothers and twins, I can only imagine how good that's gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they finally kind of went at it this week, so
which we will get into right now. Uso versus Uso is finally confirmed at WrestleMania. Jay and Jimmy basically agreeing to the match. Jimmy coming out with a passionate promo. Jay coming out with a passionate promo. Jimmy coming out responding to him. What do you guys think about that, especially with Solo getting involved in that and the beatdown of Jay, and that we finally have brother versus brother at WrestleMania between these two after years and years of being together as a tag team? It's been confirmed that these guys are going to go one-on-one at WrestleMania.
The thing that I loved the most about this promo duel was the continuity with it. It made sense, especially from Jimmy's standpoint, because Jimmy went back and he brought up the fact that it was initially Jay's idea. Jay was the one that pushed to exit the bloodline first, and Jimmy was the one that kind of actually made the action. If we remember correctly from back during this summer. So that's the one thing that I loved about it. And it kind of alludes to some of the reports that have been out about how like the promos between Jay and Jimmy are going to be up until WrestleMania. They're going to be more. They're going to feel more real. They're going to feel more authentic. And I definitely feel like that we definitely got that between both of them.
Wasn't Because wasn't the whole bloodline thing? Wasn't it Jimmy who super kicked Roman first? Was
Exactly.
it
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where I'm confused. It was like, oh, like what do you mean he broke out first when he was the one who kind of turned on Roman first?
Yeah, but Jay was kind of the one that was always kind of alluding to it.
Yeah.
Like you remember when they were telling that story. Everybody was predicting, okay, if anybody leaves, it's definitely going to be Jay first.
Yeah.
So when Jimmy did the super kick, I think if I remember correctly, were we kind of surprised by it, or was it like, oh, we knew eventually one of them is going to?
I think we were, because I think we all thought
we always thought it was we thought it
was going to be Jay.
Yeah. And then it was like, what are you doing? And he was like, this needs to happen. And then
like, I got you. Like, yeah.
I can't wait to see the promo package, because literally it's over how long they've been in WWE? Over 10 years.
I feel like it's been longer.
Yeah, we're gonna get them highlights. I'm done with the face paint and they're old and tired.
Promo packages from FCW all the way up to now.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be good when they put it together.
And they've probably been putting this together. They probably already have it. They're just adding all this other stuff.
They probably have so much footage.
Yeah, they got too much to choose from with that shit.
And I think it's going to get better, because I think the intensity between the two, and I feel like this is a chance for them to kind of show off, right? Like in single competitors, and as single competitors, like Jay has kind of been on his own a little bit, but Jimmy has kind of been trying to find his way. And I think this can be an opportunity for Jimmy to really show, hey, I can be here too. Like we were kind of waiting with that initial split. Like, hey, what is Jimmy's doing? He's kind of floating. He's kind of being the yes man, trying to be the number 2 man, which is cool. But it's like, this is his chance to really show, hey, I'm here too. Like, and they can, and their siblings, legitimate, like they're really going to go at each other. And I hope it gets better. And I hope the promos just get more intensified and more vile. And
another thing that I liked about it that not a lot of people didn't like. I remember when Jay started off the promo, he pretty much told Jimmy yo, I miss you. And a lot of people looked at that and said like, dude, he's cost you like every title that you done won, every opportunity that you had, he done cost you. So why would you miss him? But from a brother standpoint, since we all have siblings. I mean, we've all fought with our siblings before, and no matter how much we fight, we always still got love for them, no matter how deep it gets. So from that standpoint, kind of really, especially as twins, essentially. So.
I definitely, and you know, it's funny, like, looking at, I feel like everybody probably was like, why is he saying he missed him? But it's like, yo, these are literally twin brothers that have been together. And that's why he said, he's like, dude, we ride together. We was always around each other. And look, now we're not. This is the first time in our careers that we are not together. Like, I'm over here doing my thing. You're over there doing your thing. Yeah. And it's like, the funny aspect is that, and I don't think it ever gets brought up more, is that Solo is legit their younger brother. And they don't even acknowledge like he's the younger brother, like the youngest brother, or one of the younger brothers. I don't know.
They mentioned it like once or twice, but
still, they make Solo seem like he's so big and bad that he's just like, we can't let him call him a.
You just think Solo's like an extended family member at this point.
Yeah, you think he's just like.
So like he's not in the middle of it. It seems like he's on Jimmy's side, right? Like he's attacking Jay and stuff like that and helping him. But it's just like, what role is he going to play? Because at some point he has to play a role. He can't just keep being. He's going to help Jay. He's going to have Jimmy. He's going to split. What's his case? Because now I feel like that's the next development of that. Or shit, maybe they get a triple threat.
Or we get the Solo turn at Mania that helps Cody.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nah, man, that's crazy. But you know what I find crazy? Like 5 years ago, whenever you would bring up the idea of splitting up the Usos, you never thought it was possible, because you always thought that they were twins and they were just always going to be tag team wrestlers. So if one of the goals of this whole bloodline storyline that's been going on 3 years now was to break up the Usos and have them be successful on their own, that's definitely been successful now, because now you see now Jay is standing out on his own, and even somewhat Jimmy is. So
it's a main attraction at WrestleMania Like, that doesn't happen all the time. Like that doesn't normally happen all the time. And this is only the third brother versus brother match we're getting. And I don't
find well, I mean, hey, Undertaker and Kane are brothers, right?
They didn't count that, right?
Don't deny me that.
What's up with that, WWE? What's up with that? What's up with that, man? Like,
you told us that we're brothers.
I mean, I thought Undertaker clarified it in his retirement speech, but okay.
I don't believe that.
That's exactly what
it was the wrong mask, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, that was bald Kane. That wasn't real Kane. That was legit.
Care. Kane's last mask is the worst mask
ever.
It looks like beef jerky. Ever. I'm like, what were y'all thinking?
I didn't like the Fiend's mask, but
the Fiend mask was 10 times better. But I don't know what that Slim Jim mask they had him wearing the last few years.
It worked out into a sponsorship. That's what
Slim Jim mask.
Like, you're our giant Slim Jim guy. Like
Slim Jim was building itself up to get to this point. That's all it was. But yes, we are getting brother versus brother at WrestleMania after that attempt to promo those guys attacking Jay. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see these guys, because they've always, again, we heard it on the podcast, what was it, about a year ago, that hey, our dream is to be facing each other at WrestleMania, and now it's here. So to get that, to have that dream become reality for those, that's dope. So hopefully they're able to deliver, and hopefully they're able to keep building towards that. Let's keep moving on here. More tag teams added to the WrestleMania tag team ladder match for the tag team titles. We have The Miz and R-Truth advancing, defeating Indishare randomly. And we have DIY overcoming the Creed brothers. What do you guys think about that?
Very shocked by that.
Yes. What do you guys
that was a great fucking match, though. That was one of the better tag team matches so far this year.
I believe I said DIY was going to make it. I didn't know they were going to be beating the Creed brothers. If anybody, I thought that would have been a making moment for the Creed brothers. Like, they get that shot.
I'm hoping that either on the Go Home episode of Raw or next week that they're gonna have like one last final battle royal, and then the Creed brothers get the last spot.
I hope they're not trying to have them debut on Raw afterwards and then have them be the vocal point of the tag division. It's like that WrestleMania ladder match should be the vocal point for them jumpstarting that.
All right, so just as a reminder, so the teams that got in, it was DIY, Miz and Truth. Was there another team?
New Day.
And New Day.
And the New Day.
And as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I think they said on Raw that those were going to be the only three teams representing Raw.
Yeah.
So
the other SmackDown teams.
Three brothers are going to essentially asked out. So
damn.
But
so I guess on SmackDown it's LWO, Legado
Business,
Tasma.
And that's another thing. It's almost like SmackDown is actually having like a tournament brackets to determine their teams, where Raw is just having like one normal tag team matches. Yeah, it's just I know because some people on social media were getting confused by it because they looked at SmackDown. They got bracket 1, bracket 2.
Well, I think because they have
winners of bracket 1 and 2 will face each other. Like it's weird.
Well, if you think about it, SmackDown literally got 4 teams. I mean, you got Judgment Day, New Day, DIY, and Miz and R-Truth. You only have 2 more spots, and then you only have, you have, like you just said, LWO, Legado Fantasma, Hurt Business, Karrion Kross's group.
And none of those 4 teams are going to get those 2 spots because I think they're going to be going at each other at WrestleMania. Those 4 teams you just named.
But then what other tag teams are left on?
They're bringing in the Hardy Boys.
I mean, they did just leave, didn't they?
Let's not do that again. No,
they're bringing in the heart. It's happening.
Let's not do that. Let's not do
nostalgia,
that again.
Pure nostalgia.
Oh wait, no, we got
I'm done with
we got Butch and Thing,
New Catch Republic.
Think Republic, and then who else? There's another tag team, isn't there?
It should be Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, but who knows what they're doing?
They're not really a tag team. And they're about to split soon anyway because Grayson Waller keeps letting Theory take the hit.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's one more tag team. Why am I forgetting them?
Hurt Business.
All right, so Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, they're definitely going to get I think they're gonna get one. Did they lose in the bracket? Hold on, let me look this up.
Can't remember, but overall, who's the other tag team? I don't think there's another tag team on SmackDown.
Well, there's 5.
LWO, Legado Fantasma,
Hurt Business,
the Final Testament. That's 4. New Catch Republic. That's 5.
Oh, the 2 dudes with the long hair.
Pretty Deadly.
Oh, pretty deadly.
Boom.
Yeah. I think. And they lost. Didn't they lose to Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne? Yeah,
I would assume so.
I believe so. But overall, we're getting more tag teams in there. Hopefully, I was surprised. That was a great match between DIY and the Creed brothers. Like the Creed brothers, since day one, since they come to the main roster, I was like, these guys are awesome. If you saw their work in NXT, you would know. But on the main roster, it's like we thought they were just going to take off, and they kind of were for a couple weeks, and then they kind of cooled them down. And I'm like, why did they do that when they're so over? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
surprised
they. Yeah. Honestly, it's terrible to say, but honestly, I felt like they deserve the spot more than the New Day, as much as I, just because I feel like New Day is kind of.
Whenever they do this title change, as I said, it should create stars. The Creed brothers should be in that spot. That's all I'm saying. Should. Like the New Day, we already seen them be the host of WrestleMania main event. Well, be the tag team championship matches at WrestleMania against they have done it all. So for them to get that spot, I thought Imperium would have got that spot, if anything.
I forgot about Imperium.
They've been going back and forth for the past couple of weeks. I figured they would have gotten that spot, but No. We got DIY. We got the Miz and R-Truth.
I'm surprised Imperium wasn't even considered as a
Yeah, that's
regardless, they got a shit ton of teams to choose from to round out the 5 to go with the champion. So that's definitely not a problem to have. It's just a matter of splitting the damn titles so everybody has a fair share.
If anything should show that they need to split the titles, it's right now. Because look at
right now. That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah. The fact they got all these teams.
They need to do something. They need to do something. Let's continue on here with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre obviously having another great promo between the two of them. What do you guys think about that? Drew McIntyre basically trying to go at CM Punk again. Like it just seems to be a weekly thing with him. And the whole thing about being the savior of WrestleMania and Seth Rollins finally hitting back. I think this was the strongest that he's looked in this build-up, actually speaking.
Yeah,
he's a junkie.
I got a sense of Architect Seth with that promo. Old Shield Seth, or when he finally broke away from the Shield and he was that heel character for all those years as the WWE champion. That's what I got a sense of. And honestly, that Seth at this point is the best Seth. Now, granted, when his music is playing and he's coming out and the crowd is singing his song and everything, that character to me. I just feel like that when he's doing all that he's not as strong as when he is as a heel, and you definitely saw that attitude, in the promo. I mean, he essentially closed out the segment and had Drew standing there, questioning some of the things that he said because some of the things were raw and they were real. But as far as Drew McIntyre goes, he's still the highlight. I mean, he came out with another shirt that I'm planning on buying now with the savior of WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to next week in Chicago. He's going to be a mega heel over there. And I can only imagine they're probably going to kick off the show with CM Punk coming out, and it's only going to get better. Drew's only going to get stronger. But this promo between these two is definitely the strongest one that they've had. I mean, I know they've had a couple over the last few weeks that kind of had Drew being the stronger character, trying to tell Seth like the world title is more important than the crap that you're doing right now, and you definitely kind of got a sense from Seth finally explain, kind of giving that vibe that the world title is important because you kind of got that heel architect Seth Rollins character that people are more entertained by.
Yes, he finally got over. That's what I'm saying. Drew McIntyre Seth Rollins has finally introduced himself into this feud with his promo, like stuff he was saying in there, and just getting that over, and finally butting heads. It's just like again, I don't know if Seth is cleared. That's the only thing that's holding this, because you figured Drew would have hit him. You figured they haven't gotten physical yet.
No, that's true, but there was a clip going around of him fighting at a house show.
Oh, really?
Yes. Seth is clear. Yeah, that was a tag team match with Cody against I forget who the other two guys were. Yeah, but he's officially cleared. I think he said last week in this promo.
Fight each other.
Telling you, they need the brawls.
Damn it! Come on. Stop it.
And you know what's funny? When he started that promo with the whole junkie thing, I got hints of Eddie in there. From that promo, is like, I'm addicted to these people. I'm addicted to wrestling. I'm like, just like that junkie thing just kind of like reminded me of that. But
no, I definitely did. I can definitely add to that, because that was Brock Lesnar basically just going at Eddie's past and stuff like that back when they were about to fight. Definitely got those type of vibes, but it was just good to see some type of passion and some type of response from Seth. We just need them to be confrontational at some point. So hopefully we can get that. But let's get into a big confrontation that happened. Becky Lynch overcomes Nia Jax in the last woman standing match. Hard-hitting affair. Liv Morgan basically before the match saying, hey, Nia Jax is all yours. She didn't come out, which I thought was going to happen at some point, that she was going to come out and either cost Becky or help Becky defeat Nia Jax. That wasn't the case. At many times I thought Nia Jax was going to win, because it just looks like through the table, the Vader bomb, the bonsai splash. I'm like, how is Becky going to keep doing this? But they made a way to do it. Very hard-hitting affair. What do you guys think about that match ending Raw on Monday night?
You can go ahead, Lewis.
It was a good match. Very hard hit. I think that spot with the table, with Becky hitting that manhandle slam through the table, I think that was a great spot. Even the final moments, her jumping off the ladder. There was some spots that I was a little. Nia Jax trying to set up that table on the outside and just couldn't get it to stand up. She was just like, screw this. And I was just like, I'm like, don't you need that for a spot? And you're already giving up, but whatever.
We're live. We're live, guys. Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I still find it crazy. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the promo she cut before the match where she was like, oh, Becky's never beat me. Hadn't Becky beaten her before?
I don't think so.
I don't that she's come back. I don't think so. I think Nia has gotten
Yeah, because maybe I'm thinking around. No, Nia beat Becky, because I remember when they were having their whole like interaction after she finally came back after whenever the hell she came back. They had a match and she lost, and then I think that's when she told Rhea like, "Oh, I got to see if I can beat you or whatever." So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But either way, I just still find it crazy how Nia is like not in a. I get it. They're building Becky up for Mania. Her just kind of proving that she can still go, that she still got it, that she's the best, that she can go out there and go with whoever. And obviously Rhea is her biggest challenge. And I don't think they haven't faced each other at all, have they?
Rhea and Becky?
Yeah.
I think back in NXT maybe. I know that they alluded. I know that Michael Cole alluded to it, that like this is like their first match in like 5 years or something like that. But they didn't say where it took. They didn't say where it took place.
Yeah,
it would have.
It could have been like
but granted, they were both completely different characters at the time anyway, so it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they weren't in NXT at the same time. Becky was been gone when Rhea came through, wasn't she?
No, Becky was on the main roster.
Yeah. When NXT started, she was already.
Yeah, they were gone. They were already.
Because Rhea was in NXT UK, and then she came over to the regular NXT.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think when they fought each other. Maybe in a tag match.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that's probably the only time they've probably faced each other.
I can't remember. I figured I would have remembered.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't think they've faced each other at all. So, obviously her coming out at the end was definitely, obviously more build to their match, which I'm honestly looking forward to. I honestly don't think she's going to win, but which honestly I really hope she doesn't, because I think Rhea's still red. Mind you, like, we haven't seen Rhea wrestle since literally Elimination Chamber. She's still red hot. And it's funny, I saw or either she responded on Instagram how they're like, oh, you only got Rhea as a champ because she's hot. And it was just like, and I think she responded to like, y'all remember when y'all were calling me a man?
Exactly.
I think I wrote in the comments on that. I'm like, she has done nothing but get over in the ring, work hard, changed her image, has done all these things, and has gotten over for years. And now all of a sudden, this is the first criticism I've heard towards her. Like, what? Like, and it's coming out of nowhere. It's like, what are you like? This is the hottest woman in wrestling right now.
This is
what are we talking about?
This is how people just find shit to complain about.
And usually people have things to nitpick at and stuff like that. Rhea Ripley, I'm like, she's flawless right now. You can't find a flaw in her game. Promo package, entrance, persona, getting over. Like, I don't know.
She's like she reminds me of American Badass type Undertaker right now. Like just that like rock power, like presence, like it's just crazy how but it's also I think I was thinking about, I'm like, literally the two women that fought on Monday are literally the only two people who are decent contenders to her title.
As far as Raw goes, there's
literally nobody else.
As far as Raw goes, those two are the only legitimate threats. And I think I brought that up like months ago when they did the draft, talking about like the only legit threat to Rhea is like Becky Lynch, and this is before Nia Jax came back. So now it's literally just those two. And then,
unfortunately, Raquel Rodriguez has stepped away again, having that flare up of that issue she's having, which sucks. That medical condition that she
for her, man.
Yeah, that's a bad hit, and it sucks because it's like she has like no control over that, and I think like you could even tell that she's like not even wearing makeup like that anymore, because I think it just like affects like her body and that type of stuff. So terrible.
It sucks. But yeah, just as you were saying that, like, yeah, those are the only two competitors, though. So you guys are not big on Liv Morgan anymore. You guys are out on the Liv Morgan train. Is that?
When was anybody on the Liv Morgan's train? No, this
according to the fans, according to WWE, she keeps getting these chances. She's in the last two every time. So obviously they're doing that.
That better not be a story, man, because people will not be invested. All right,
it's happening.
Did we finally see where Jade Cargill signed? Is she Raw or SmackDown?
See, she's somebody else that people have been getting antsy about, because now it's been like 2 weeks, and now it's been like a week or two, and now she hasn't been featured at all.
I swear
she's been more on SmackDown, but it's like I don't know what's happening, because we got confirmation that Braun Breaker has signed. And then we had Jade Cargill next to him, but it's like we didn't see that confirmation. Like, hey, welcome to SmackDown. You're signed. You signed it.
Yeah,
we didn't get that confirmation, so I don't know what's happening. And she's been staring down. I'm pretty sure she's going to get involved in the Bayley.
And the crazy thing is, AEW suffers from the same problem. When your rosters are so deep and you only have X amount of time on television per week, and your rosters are so deep. Sometimes making decisions for segments and matches, and then when you're done making those segments and matches, you look and see who you have left that's not doing anything, and it's like, damn, like we got a top 30 roster right here, and like at least like 10 of them aren't even being used.
So
I mean, in the women's division, it shouldn't be that hard, because it's like, just you guys have women off for weeks anyway. Like alternate. That's fine. They don't have to be on TV every week.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking, because like
Io Sky does not have to be on TV every week. When's the last time she wrestled?
I mean, it's Mania season. She doesn't need to wrestle.
She should have wrestled at some point. Did she even fight at Elimination Chamber?
She did not. No.
So this is 2 weeks without that champion on TV wrestling. Like,
but it's
I get it.
Why should she? Why do you tell me who should be challenging for the title right now? It's Mania season.
She needs to be more involved. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but you see how you say that, but Rhea hasn't had any matches either.
She wrestled at Elimination Chamber, didn't she? Yeah, she made a match.
Yeah, but besides that, did she face anybody at the Rumble?
She's gotten physical.
No, that one match, that chamber match made up for it because that was her show, so we're good.
Yeah, I just feel like the booking's wrong, and I'm like, I understand it's WrestleMania season, but it's the same thing. We should not have people just talking all the time. We need to have some altercation. And I understand that Becky and
save that for the week before Mania, Dan.
I told you that's literally what they're doing. What? Watch. Between Raw and SmackDown for the go home shows, we're gonna have like 6 or 7 brawls. Watch.
Adam Pearce was like, "There's not enough security."
Dan's too impatient. He's like, "Yo, give me Mania tomorrow."
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Pearce came out and said, "You know what? Fuck the security. You guys want to go at it? There you go. For this show tonight, you guys want to go at it before WrestleMania?"
Yeah. But it's just like, damn, man. I just feel like the women right now.
One thing I was gonna say was at least with Jade, I really hope this is not turning into a Gable Stevenson type situation where we see her, she disappears. We see her, she disappears, and it's just like, yo, what do you?
It won't be like that. It won't be like that because even though it was an AEW, Jade's already proven to be a draw, to be a known draw for
and she's actually been in the ring. So
exactly. But it's just like, why such? I mean, is it because too many stories are going on? It's like, what was the point of debuting her at the Rumble if she's not even gonna like get some squash matches or I guess start prepping her up for after Mania and like making her a legit contender. Like you could give her squash.
She's
matches.
gonna get some
for SmackDown. Yeah, for SmackDown specifically, there are like a shit ton of stories going on. You got the Bloodline storyline. You got AJ Styles and LA Knight. You got Karrion Kross and Bobby Lashley. You got Legado and LWO, and they're trying to cram all that into 2 hours. So like,
she can do something. She can do something. That's all I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure
like Sunday Night Heat and give me those squash matches.
And then I totally forgot about Logan Paul, Randy, and KO. Like, bro, all these feuds, these are all SmackDown superstars. And they're all trying to fit all this in 2 hours. So
okay, just put her on main event. Just put her on main event.
I'm pretty sure she's going to get involved at WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure, and then they're going to continue that build. Which right now, Naomi was left out helping Bayley last week as they caught the beat down. It's going to be interesting to see if Bianca Belair gets in there because she's been kind of anti-Bayley and rightfully so. And I'm hoping at some point this makes her heel.
Exactly. That's exactly why I say she better not. Because from a storyline perspective, it makes absolutely no sense. This group literally fucked with you for like a whole year and some change. So there is no reason for you to be coming to nobody's rescue. Seriously.
Who, Bianca?
The only way it would make sense is if like it was a situation where like Bayley wasn't out there and they jumped Naomi and then she went to go help Naomi. That's the only way it would make sense somewhat if Naomi was the one in trouble and Bayley wasn't out there.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I like the way this is going. Becky has slayed Nia Jax, and we'll see how that continues to go on until WrestleMania. Obviously, this is heading to Mommy versus the Man at WrestleMania, and can't wait for that match. We're gonna get a clash of errors here at WrestleMania. Moving on, before I forget, Sami Zayn and Gunther is also set for WrestleMania, having the contract signing. Chad Gable basically telling Sami Zayn, "Hey, you can't beat him." Which is crazy to me.
Yep.
And leading into that promo, basically Gunther echoing those same statements saying, "Hey, you can't beat me." And Sammy basically getting pissed off because obviously he's been building up to this moment and needing to change and finding his way to WrestleMania. And now he's finally there. And now he's stuck in a dilemma here against Chad Gable, and Chad Gable saying he needs to change his mentality. What do you guys think about that and that role? Because it's like he's telling Sammy to change his mentality, and it's like, I don't understand that. And that's grand scheme. And thus Gable's just saying, hey, you can't beat him because I'm the person to beat him. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't really see it that way, but that was the highlight of this whole thing. When after the contract signing, when he went back to Chad Gable, and then Chad Gable like broke it down to him for why he thinks he can't beat Gunther, because everything Chad Gable has said was true. Because if you saw, the contract signing, Sammy was getting overly emotional, and Gunther was kind of like poking him with stuff, and Sammy was kind of overreacting, and Chad Gable pretty much told him like, yo, if you want to beat this guy, you gotta be strong. You gotta be stronger up here. You gotta be mentally ready, or else he'll pick you apart like he just did out there, and it made sense. You almost feel bad for Chad Gable that he's not going to be a part of this match as a result of it, or maybe he will. We'll see. But
so is Sami Zayn joining Alpha Academy?
No.
Is Chad Gable going to be his coach up until WrestleMania? Is that what's going to happen?
You know what's crazy is that I literally thought in the qualifying match, I would have thought it would have been Gable and Otis, not Tozawa, coming out to fight. And I was like,
he's overexceeded tag team work.
No, I know, but does this mean that is he finally splitting from the group? Is he leaving the academy?
I don't know. I don't think he should. I don't know what
I think he should. I don't
know. He definitely needs to win the title. That was my feeling the whole time. He needed to win the title, and they didn't do it. And even though Sammy is going to do great at WrestleMania, I'm just like, I felt like that was Chad Gable's moment. I felt like that was wrong.
And as a side note, let's be real. The academy died when Jason Jordan and him broke up. Let's be real.
Don't remind me.
Hey, he revived it. He revived. If they would have kept Otis heel and not back to like a comedy routine, I feel like it would have worked more. I mean, let's not forget they did win the titles at one point. So,
shoosh. Yes.
Yeah,
but yeah, Gunther just being an asshole, and I love everything about Gunther. He can't miss either. Like, he's just one of those guys that get on TV. In his promo work, a person that we didn't think could talk. Well, not that he couldn't talk, but to have this heel run and be able to just trash guys every week has just been awesome. Even Sami Zayn, like, he's trashing Sami Zayn in the middle of the ring, looking like a champion with the suit, which he alluded to also against Sami
Zayn. I like when he said that. When he said that, this is supposed to be this is the biggest match for the biggest title in this company, and this dude's out here not even wearing a suit,
looking like a bum.
I like that.
What's crazy is that I honestly don't see Sammy winning this match. As much as I am a giant Sami Zayn, him being the underdog, Gunther's just been too good. Like, the IC title is not meant for Sammy right now.
Yeah.
And someone who could ultimately use the giant push, who like Chad Gable, should be the one to dethrone him. So I don't see Gunther losing at Mania, especially this big of a Mania. Him and his dominant reign, you have to have the right opponent if you really wanted him to lose that title. And
plus
Sammy just kind of got this like last minute. It's just like, they really need it, but hey, whatever. Maybe it'll lead to something else, So
and plus storyline wise, Sammy had his moment last year with a part of the biggest storyline. Part of the biggest storyline.
Yeah, this should be creating a star in Chad Gable. This should be giving him that little IC run that he needs. Like, he deserves it. Like, he deserves it.
I think he should be thrown in, and it should be made a triple threat. Are there any other? Well, I guess they did just make a triple threat with the US. So
with the US title,
we can get in get into that as well, as the WrestleMania card is taking shape. We only had 3 matches a couple weeks ago, and we were kind of all sitting here going, "What the hell's happening?" Since then, we had the tag team title match added in there. We got AJ Styles versus LA Knight. They're clashing at each other. LA Knight's been pissed off backstage. AJ Styles finally takes him out. They're setting up that match. What do you guys think about that as well? AJ and LA Knight, even though I felt like at some point, again, I feel like it should be a little reversed here. I feel like it should be LA Knight in the U.S. title picture and facing Logan Paul at WrestleMania, but that isn't happening. And AJ Styles, I think I understand this feud. I understand this feud because it's 2 guys that are over, and AJ Styles basically having that injury going away for a little while. LA Knight's kind of taking his spot, but I just feel like these guys need to be in a different position, in a different.
No, you're right. You're right. But this also makes sense because obviously AJ cost LA Knight the chamber. You know, he cost him the chamber match. You know, took him out with the chair and everything, got him eliminated. So it makes sense that they would have a match to kind of.
Somebody said he flew like 13 hours to screw over LA Knight.
But it's also crazy, and you know, it's crazy that I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not crazy, but I'm surprised there aren't like stipulations, I guess. Like, oh, it's not like a street fight, or like even like the Usos could be like some type of whatever. Like,
and they're in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you would think. You know, yeah,
they're gonna add something.
I mean, hey, at least we're getting the ladder match, you know, but. You would think like something. Philly, you know, you'd have maybe, not saying it has to be like a whole like Extreme Rules type thing or whatever, but WrestleMania where you're just having one-on-one matches is like, why not make it more interesting? Why isn't AJ and LA Knight not a steel cage match, or why aren't the Usos in a steel cage match? Or something like that?
Yeah. So Daniel, to go back to your point about how you feel as though like LA Knight should be in the US title picture against Logan Paul. When they pretty much made it clear at the Elimination Chamber that's the direction they were going in, they said there were a lot of complaints because a lot of people felt that, like, you know, if Logan Paul is no longer going to be U.S. champion because he's not going to be there every week, the perfect person to pass it off to would be LA Knight, and while that would be a good spot for him, it ain't like he's gonna be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal or off the card completely. I mean, he's getting a one-on-one match with arguably a top 10.
Oh no, I'm not mad at the match. I understand the match makes sense. Like the booking makes sense, but I just felt like he should have been the one challenging Logan Paul, and maybe that's going to happen at a later time at some point. But I just feel like AJ Styles should be in a different direction. Maybe a little bit more of a main event type of a feel. But
the roster's so damn deep.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Until the story is finished.
Yes.
we are stuck in translation with all these guys like Randy Orton and LA Knight and AJ Styles, RKO, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Like, we're just trying to figure out what to do with these guys. But
okay, and to further add to that point, for the women, okay, so like I think I said this weeks ago too, we got our 2 women's title matches, and we got the rest of the women's roster. Have there been any other matches announced for the women outside the 2 title matches?
No.
All right, so what are they gonna do? And they better not do what I think they're gonna do. Do not put all of these women in a random meaningless ass battle royal, please. Do not
do it.
If you are gonna do it, you better put some stakes on that motherfucker. I'm telling you. Yo, no, I'm being serious. No,
doing these stakes, Brian. Not everything in wrestling has to have stakes.
No, I don't want to see a battle royal.
Why can't people just not like each other?
There you go.
Well, isn't that what AJ and LA Knight are doing?
And just a month ago, you were over here after the press conference talking about you don't like the.
Hey.
You're talking about it, exactly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but my boss was just saying that, like, yeah, you got the rest of all these women. If you ain't gonna have them in Like, I know they talked about probably the idea of doing. I know Bianca and Jade was alluded to. That's probably off the table now. I know Bianca and Tiffany Stratton was an idea. Maybe they'll go with that. But like I said, you got all these other top women out there outside.
They're gonna do something. They're gonna do something.
If you do, and like I said, if it's a battle royal, just simple.
They gotta put
simple. Winner gets a future women's championship match.
No, this is what they do.
You can't have battle royals.
They put the women in a battle royal to determine who's going to face the Kabuki Warriors for the tag titles. They have a secret entrance. It's going to be Bianca and Jade, and they win. And then they beat the Kabuki Warriors.
I said that should be a match.
That's gonna be it, because they got you can't Bianca Belair not on the card at WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. No, she's
healthy, and she has a TV show.
Speaking of, so apparently, I guess Asuka is dealing with a knee injury or something right now.
It looked like she busted her ankle.
Yeah, I think like she tweaked her knee during the last segment on SmackDown. I think they took her off. They took her off the house show loop for the weekend, but the dirt sheets haven't revealed anything as far as her stat, or WWE hasn't revealed anything as far as her status goes. So I'm assuming that they're just taking it day by day with her, just have her relax and heal up, and hopefully she'll be ready by Mania. I mean, we need Asuka. I mean,
they haven't announced a match for them either. So
they can just use the free bird rule and have Dakota Kai.
Have Dakota Kai do it, yeah.
Just use the free bird rule. Just do that. Also, we have KO and Randy Orton joining the United States title picture against Logan Paul. What do you guys think about that? Because again, another issue I'm having is just like, I understand it from the standpoint of Logan costing Randy the chamber match, right? Like. But Kevin Owens is like, I don't want that. When Kevin Owens was traded to SmackDown, I was like, he needs to be in the main event scene. He doesn't need to be in this mid-card stuff. He doesn't need to be in this mid-card stuff.
Well, the main event's a little full right now, Dan.
Yeah, and the main event will be him mixing up with the bloodline again, and they'll probably go to a what is it, a fourth Royal Rumble title match again.
I think that was 4 though. No, that's 3 Royal Rumble matches, and then
but come on, think about it. Then the fact that they've had 3 one-on-one title matches at the Royal Rumble, that says a lot.
I love that stat, because after a while we were just like, "Yo, isn't it always the Royal Rumble he's getting the title match at?" But
yeah, bro, it's always the Rumble with these two.
Randy, Logan Paul, and KO in that match as well. So the WrestleMania card taking shape indeed, and we'll see what happens with that as we continue to build the Raw. Cody Rhodes and Roman are going to face off at SmackDown this weekend, the SmackDown on Friday. So that's going to be awesome to see how that pans out, and continue to build on the road to WrestleMania. We'll see when The Rock is making an appearance. CM Punk is coming back next week in Chicago, so that's going to be insane. And then we have a go-home show at Brooklyn. So definitely going to be entertaining leading up into Philadelphia to WrestleMania 40. But we'll see when we get there. We'll see what storylines continue to develop. AEW is on in the background for me. Edge defeated Christian tonight in the I Quit match. So that's huge.
All right, so I definitely need to go. I mean, the way they do their storytelling, I mean, it was the 3rd match. It's in Toronto, so.
Hopefully that's
Edge was gonna. Adam Copeland was gonna have to come out on top eventually. I mean,
at some point.
Yeah, but they loaded up that card for Dynamite tonight, huh?
Yeah, because Swerve faced the Butcher, as we were talking about. Jericho faced Hook. They have a tag team. They had a tag. Is this the tag team match? I can't tell if this went off or not.
Oh yeah. I think you're watching Rampage right now, because they have to film Rampage tonight because of the NCAA.
Oh, okay.
That's Rampage. Right. So essentially, this is the first time AEW is doing like technically a 3-hour show in one loop.
This is a test study for them.
Technically 2 hours, one show, 1 hour. Yeah, but it's 3 hours straight. I'm pretty sure everyone turned channels after Dynamite was over, though.
I feel like this is a test for them. They're seeing the ratings right now for Rampage right now. I'm pretty sure of it. But we'll continue with the road to WrestleMania, continue to see what's happening with AEW. But thank you guys for joining me, and until next time.
1, 2, 3.